Why? Hello and welcome everybody. Also good morning. So today I wanted to go ahead and give you guys the update for the day one Righteous Fire Elementalist in SSF. Honestly, so far the character has been a breeze. I just figured I wanted to show you guys some of the campaign damage here because it is kind of ridiculous. The character is honestly cruising a lot better than I thought. We did have a little bit of a struggle with regeneration at certain pivots, but things are getting a lot better now. Since mercenaries kind of reward a whole bunch of unique items, I ended up picking up like an immortal flesh. But here is just a video of, like I said, a campaign boss and pretty much how most of them, died. The character is definitely on the squishier side of things, but as I've ascended, things have actually just overall gotten pretty smooth. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip through. You can kind of see like kind of how silly the damage is for single target. Okay, the boss is already dead from that frame. I'll just let this play and you can kind of see the health bar deplete here. I think that was even without using... Oh, that's before I got the exposure, right? Okay, so here is the current character. I actually lost a bet. We were playing rock, paper, scissors, and I played Yep. Turns out Yep loses to rock, paper, and scissors. So this is a character, 2 deaths so far, both of them to mercenaries. Honestly, everything has been pretty solid on the character. We're following a pretty similar template to the Chieftain, mainly because since this is SSF, I have limited regrets. I want to make sure I'm building into like a defensive archetype that feels good for me. So that of course is going to be like max res, block, endurance charges, armor, things like that. Something a little interesting, I decided not to go for Shaper of Flames right now. And the reasoning for no Shaper of Flames is because I wanted to try out Bastion of Elements. Now, Bastion of Elements is pretty interesting because it's giving us a big elemental bubble, which actually works pretty well because our cold and our lightning res is not going to be able to match our fire res because our fire res is going to surge up once we get that purity of fire scaling going. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and jump into a map and kind of show the character. Remember, this is day one SSF gear. So played, just about 10 hours here on the character. So I'm going to go ahead and just flash everything I've got. I really need to move into like a proper armor-based body. It's just the colors are kind of annoying, right? Trying to get the 3 blue early on in SSF is just a little bit annoying. The AoE will actually keep scaling. We've got another radius bump on this next quality on the RF, and then when RF hits 20, we're going to get another radius bump. As for our AoE, we only have this from the tree. The rest of the AoE is actually coming from the Heart of Destruction and the Flame Golem. Speaking of the golems, one of the nice things about the golems in this build is that as of now, they're not dying. They automatically get resummoned. They do add some screen clutter, but let's be real, so do the mercenaries. So as of now, the golems are not really a problem. One annoying thing, though, is the build is very link-starved. Like, if you look at my gear, every single socket is being used. Frostblink, Enduring Cry, Summon Skitterbot. This is my Life Tap, Shield Charge, Flammability, Faster Attack setup. Over here, we've got Stone Golem, Chaos Golem, Flame Golem, Combustion, Trap and Mind Damage, Life Tap, Fire Trap, Wave of Conviction, Lightning Golem, Purity of Elements, Flesh and Stone. Later on, Purity of Elements will get swapped out for Purity of Fire. Then when I get my Icicle on my gloves for fire exposure, I can drop Wave of Conviction. We can go Tempest Shield. We can also drop the Lightning Golem later for Stone Golem of Safeguarding, I think it's called. It's basically just a better, not a better Stone Golem, but it helps mitigate some damage for you, which is really nice. So the links are really tight on the build. There's not a lot of wiggle room, and it is an extra button compared to the normal RF build. So I'm going to jump into a T7 map for completion here. It is actually a Chaos mod, but thankfully, Chaos Golem gives a lot of Chaos res. This is our Atlas right now, pretty basic, nothing crazy, and this is what we've got. So T7 is pretty much on progression for our build right now, you can see here. So, get to it. If you notice this big bubble here on my character, that big bubble is the Elemental Aegis I was talking about. I'm currently using a Merc that does ZDPS. The Merc is providing me with Vitality and Determination, which works out really well right now. So when I was talking about the extra button with the build, what I'm referring to is currently the Wave of Conviction. Wave of Conviction is kind of mandatory because it triggers exposure and then does an extra minus 25 to the affected resistance. Speaking of 25, oh, I thought there was a bonus exposure mod here. Never mind, I thought there was an extra minus 5. I guess I'll have to go read that after. It doesn't matter. So basically what that means is that when we use our Wave of Conviction, it's like a second flammability, right? Later on, when we go into cluster duels, we're going to try to roll a cluster duel for what's called Master of Fire. That will just quite literally be an AoE around us, and the AoE will just apply exposure. I suspect that will make things very clean on the character. I'm very excited for Master of Fire.
And the strong get stronger.
That removes a button press. Everyone always loves removing those button presses. More importantly, it makes the rotation feel cleaner. I don't have to worry about weaving it in. And then I get that socket back, which we're going to need for our aura setup later.
The way I choose.
Good riddance. I can appreciate the foundations of shipwrecks.
Approach, challenger.
Ooh, mercenary, what you got?
Find no faith here. Choose.
Nope.
No God will answer for you.
I'll be honest, those scours are looking... Oh, that ring. What's my ring again? I mean, it's a good... it doesn't have the life roll, though. Yeah, I'm gonna take this right here.
God does not care for you.
Hope he doesn't one-shot me. Yeah, he hit the bubble there for like 1.5k. And the bubble's back. I don't know, I'm really liking that bubble, which is sad because eventually if we go explode, we're gonna have to lose the bubble for Shaper of Flames. But for now, it's very nice. Shaper of Flames will probably protect the golems in later content as well. Now here we get Convergence, which makes it so when we hit a unique mob, we get bonus damage. And here you can see the weaker part of our build is the Fizz Mitigation. Fizz Mitigation, again, will get better with more endurance charges, Fizz taken as, etc. So that's pretty much a run through the character. I'll just flash the gear again one more time so you guys can kind of see. And then I'll go ahead and just flash the passive tree if you want to just take a peek at it. Anyway, that is going to be it for now. Hope you guys had a wonderful time. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Remember, if you did, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to catch me streaming live every day at twitch.tv/Pohx, except for Sundays. See you guys later.